Hey everybody, Jeff Williams here with AskJeffWilliams.com. Okay, what are we doing today? Well, today I thought I'd do something really special for a couple viewers out there who asked me, Jeff, I noticed you go in some of the hard rock mines and you mentioned to stay out and stay alive. And then you wanted to know why. Well, okay, today I'm going to talk about mine safety and why you should stay out of mines. So today I'm going to cover a whole long lengthy list, and hopefully I don't bore you to tears, and explain why nobody should go in mines under any circumstances. So here we go! Okay, I'm going to give you my 9 top reasons why you should stay out of mines. Reason number 1, bad air. That's right, sometimes you can say no air. Okay, a lot of people die in mines every year because of oxygen depletion. It's not a funny matter. They go down in the mines, they feel fine. Halfway through, they start feeling dizzy, fall down, pass out, and some of them even die because there's not enough oxygen in the mines. Other times there's carbon monoxide and carbon dioxide just floating on the floor because it's heavier than oxygen. You walk through and you stir it up, next thing you know, you're passing out. You also got to worry about rat droppings. A lot of people don't think about that, but you walk through and you stir up the dust from rat droppings, you can get the hantavirus, and that's nothing to laugh about. And then of course you got the rocks, which are always aging, and they're releasing radon out into the mines as well. So my number 1 is bad air. Number 2, cave-in, or what the miners used to call slabbing. Okay, now you can walk into a mine thinking you're safe and you know what you're doing, and there's a small rock tremor, or there's an earthquake, or even leaning up against the timbers. There actually doesn't have to be a reason. And if you're deep enough, it's called a rock burst, because all the pressure pushing out on that rock, and the timber's getting old and eventually it's going to collapse. And the worst thing about that is not being crushed to death, but if you're down there on the other side of a cave-in, and guess what? You're going to die from dehydration or oxygen depletion, and that is a horrible way to go. So that's my number 2, cave-in. Okay, number 3, unstable dynamite. That's right, that dynamite's been down there for 100 years, and it's just sweating out that nitroglycerin, waiting for someone to touch it so it can go boom! Next thing you know, you're in a million pieces. Another thing people don't think about, blasting caps. That's right, there's lots of them down there, and they're about the size of a pencil, maybe about 2 inches long. You don't see one, you step on it, ho, man, they're gonna call you limpy for a long time. So, number 3, old explosives. Okay, number 4, broken ladders and bad rope. Oh man, I can't tell you how many times I've gone down mine shafts just to find out that the ladder I'm on is only held on by a nail or an old rope. Whoo, that'll make you suck wind in the morning. So you're going down a ladder and you think it's safe, and you realize that you're either missing a rung, or it's broken, or it's only held on by a nail. Oh man, so many people fall into their death because they trust that ladder thinking it's safe, and guess what? It breaks free and they go for a ride. So number 4, broken ladders and bad rope. Woohoo! Number 5, rattlesnakes. That's right. I've seen so many people walk into mines and not even think about rattlesnakes being on the floor in the corners of the mine. They go in there because it's super hot outside and they're trying to escape the heat. And there's a food chain in there too, all those mice that live in there. So you're gonna have rattlesnakes all living in the first 20 feet, if not more, of most of your mines, or where it's called an adit. And you get people walking in there and they get bit on the ankle because they're not even wearing boots. And if it's a Mojave green, guess what? You're not leaving, ever. So number 5, rattlesnakes. Number 6, mine shafts. Now I'm talking about vertical shafts and incline shafts. And we got a special one on that. So take a look at this. Okay, collars. Now you gotta be careful with collars. All your shafts have them. You have vertical shafts and you have incline shafts. And this is an incline shaft. And the collars are there to keep the dirt back. Well, the problem is after about 100 years, you can see over here where the collars all collapse. This is all collapsed collar from about 100 years ago. And then the problem with that is people come down here and then the rest of it gives way and they fall to their death. Or over here you can see where the collar was holding back this dirt. And what happens is people come over to the edge over here, thinking they can look down inside. And when they do, guess what? They fall in because the edge of the wall collapses because there's nothing to hold it back because all this stuff is down here. So you got to be careful with these collars. They're about 100 years old. So don't get too close to the edge of shafts, whether they're vertical or inclined, because you never know if it's getting ready to go. Number 7, bad or broken timbers. I can't tell you how many times I've gone into mines and I've seen timber that's 8 by 8 and it's bowed like a toothpick. Or some of them have been shattered down into nothing because of the extreme pressure of the weight of the earth trying to collapse in on that empty space. And you go walking in there and you think everything's safe, and there ain't nothing but a little strand of wood holding this big old timber up, and then it collapses and falls on your head. Woo, not a pretty sight. So, number 7, bad or broken timber. Woo-hoo. Okay, number 8, water. Oh yeah, this is a big one. Okay, now a lot of times you got mine shafts that have what's called a sump at the very bottom. Think of it as a big collection pit for all the water that drains out of the rock so the miners don't have to deal with it. And you go down a shaft and you fall down there and you get stuck in a sump, oh man, you're gonna drown down there. Another problem is you got water inside of these drifts and you're walking along thinking everything's safe and it's a solid floor. Guess what? There's a winds down there and you just drop through. You could drown, and of course not to mention what could be in that water. Woo, I don't even want to think about it. So number 8, water. Woo-hoo! Okay, number 9, my favorite, mold. That's right, I've had a personal experience with this one. Okay, you get a little bit of moisture down in these old mines, and guess what? You get this nice fuzzy white mold that grows over everything. And you go down there walking around, and you stir it all up, suck it in your lungs, get it on your skin. Ooh, you're gonna be seeing the doctor for a little contact dermatitis. So number 9, my favorite, is mold. So there you have it, 9 reasons to stay out and stay alive. I hope you've enjoyed today's little video on the 9 reasons why you should stay out of mines. And as always, please rate, share, and subscribe. And leave me a comment because I really want to know what you guys got to think about all this stuff. So until next time, this is Jeff Williams with AskJeffWilliams.com saying stay out and stay alive. Take it from someone who knows. Take care.